What's poppin', party people? We're in for another episode of Pop Talk. This is your man, Professor Nils, signing on for Coach Dave.
Bro.
And my man, Boston Jared. We are without the casual one this weekend, but we will provide commentary on his behalf. So we're going to jump right into the topic of this week. So everything, Teofimo Lopez had a pretty decisive victory this weekend against the lineal junior welterweight, super lightweight champion Josh Taylor. It was a performance that I wasn't sure that he had in him anymore, not physically, but just because of his kind of mental fragility. But it's something that has the potential to really just reshape the whole landscape at 140 pounds. And so with this, I'll say that technically Boston Jared was the only one who had called this winner, even though he
wait, hold on.
Nah, Dave did.
Hold up.
Oh, you
Dave,
did? My bad. Okay.
Nah, Dave said he had Tio legit winning too. I had Tio by robbery. Dave had Tio by legit decision.
Okay, let's start from there. I was so that was my error. But let's start with Coach Dave. What provided you with this insight that let you know that Teofimo was going to deliver this really vintage and spectacular performance? I thought it was I saw adjustments, I saw quick twitch, I saw power, I saw defense. And
you saw 52 hand blocks too. He broke them 52 hand. When I saw them 52 blocks, I said, "Oh no, Josh Taylor is in trouble."
Yeah. Hey man, so I will say this. I think the amount of dominance, bro, was, I would definitely humbly say that caught me off guard. Mm-hmm. Now I figured he would definitely beat Josh. I think both of them do got a little pop. Teofimo just got that little bit more pop. For me, bro, it was just kind of watching stuff going up to the fight. I just really thought that his mind was right and kind of set for this. And then it was kind of like the last, standing my ground thing, got to get this one, right? So in terms of just the mental, psychological stuff, I thought he was going to be there. Skill wise, I just figured that if the guy was going to be moving, that he could be a problem for Josh. What I didn't recognize even about Josh, and I ain't watched him as much as probably Boston has watched him, but I've seen him. I didn't realize how open this kid was to the uppercut until I was really, really watching him this fight. And so early on, as we was talking, going back through, I was like, yo, this Josh ain't really as solid as I thought he was, even on his defense, bro. He just wasn't, man. But the thing that really got me, dude, is right before the fight, whenever he was having that interview and he was saying something about, hey, look, man, I want to kill him, I did all this stuff. And then his dad came in and him and his dad kind of went at it, his pop was like, but he was telling his pop, look, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, man. I'm going to be real. I ain't, fuck this dude. And so in my mind, I don't know who I text, man. I text somebody, one of the pundits, but I said, yo, if this guy take this anger and all this confusion that he has with his pops and what's going on in that world, and if he take it and focus in that fight, Josh is going to be in trouble. Josh is going to be in trouble. So whenever that interview happened with that dude, man, that solidly solidified it for me. And then I'll say one other point too, man, and I'm going to say it, appreciate Teofimo's loyalty. You even heard him in the post-fight interview, how like, look, I'm not leaving my pops, I'm not leaving my trainer, whatever. But honestly, dude, he does. He needs to go. Because I'm going to tell you, there was corner takes or whatever it is that they call it, man. There was a point where the pops was telling him, hey, just figure it out. Just figure him out.
Just figure him out, yeah.
Just figure him out. And
no technical advice, nothing.
But you saw kind of after that, Teofimo kind of came and he started looking for that going up underneath Josh a little bit, man. And so
Kid's talented. The kid's wildly talented. Go ahead, finish, Dave. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
His own, man. So I'm sitting here like a focused Teofimo that's busier than he was the first 3 rounds. He could, he could be a moderate threat, for anybody, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I think what gets overlooked is because of his physical prowess, is he has a really strong boxing mind. You're not going to outbox somebody like Lomachenko without this, but so
But he did get outboxed though. Let's see. Let's
3 rounds, man. First 3 rounds, Jared, he got maybe outboxed, man. On my scorecard, I gave him.
No. What I was going to say, not in this fight. I was going to say a fight ago we saw this guy get outboxed by Sandor Martin. So I don't look.
I don't necessarily know. It was I just thought in that fight he didn't make adjustments. So if you
that's his boxing mind, isn't it?
It is, but I think that when somebody is not like locked in and kind of like in tune, but it wasn't that like Sandor Martin is somebody, I don't think that he was providing this puzzle that a mentally sound Teofimo Lopez would have trouble solving. I just think that it's just like Kambosos. Like you can say like that was one of those times where this dude was just off of his rocker. Like he was not even thinking. He was just like he can mentally get lost in there if he is not seriously focused. But
he's wildly inconsistent, and the
he's
people
definitely
who are
wildly inconsistent.
Jumping back on this bandwagon. Look, I watched him struggle mightily with Nakatani. I watched him struggle against Kambosos, to say the least. He struggled with Kambosos, and I watched him struggle mightily against Sandor Martin. I think that he caught.
Looks like we lost Boston. Yeah, he might have a
solid performance.
Okay, we lost
you guys hear me?
We lost you for a second, Boston.
So my back.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay, now I said I think it was definitely a solid performance by Teofimo Lopez, but that Josh Taylor that we saw on Saturday was not the same Josh Taylor who beat Regis Prograis and who became undisputed. So it's a huge step in the right direction for Teofimo Lopez. It was a solid performance. But again, if we're going to use a stock analogy, I don't know that I'm jumping back onto this Teofimo hype train. I don't know if I'm buying.
What you got, boy? He must got that.
Oh, no, yeah, he must get that.
It look like emoji.
Yeah, he didn't turn into a meme. Yeah, you about to turn into a meme. You keep getting.
Hold on a second. I don't know why. It's this old router I got. Hold on a second. Shit, where the hell that damn thing? Uh-oh.
Did you stop it, Cam, or where we at?
No, we're still rolling because I don't want to stop because it'll basically start a new segment. So we'll just kind of carry on. But one thing that I'll say when thinking about Teofimo and his boxing mind, to that is that there is, there's a portion of the brain that just kind of deals with logistic and just logical things and stuff like that. But there's also, you have to deal with the emotional and all those other, kind of affective traits. And I think that for Teofimo in the past, he's had an issue with kind of controlling that kind of emotional portion, of his brain. And even I think with his announcement and how, after the fight and, other things that we'll kind of get to, is that it's always going to be a constant battle with him, that he's going to have to kind of channel those emotions and make sure that
it can't be like that, though, right? That's not like Dave as a trainer, right? That constant outside the ring distraction. I don't care how good you are at taking it and channeling it into an energy ball like Goku from Dragon Ball Z and firing it at your KO cannon, shooting that shit at the opponent, that can't be good long term. There's no way that can be good for his performances in the ring long term. Definitely not good for whatever he got going on outside the ring long term. He got to get this shit resolved and get to focusing back to boxing, because the rest of these guys in this division, these guys are at the height of their prowess right now. Subriel Matias, Regis Prograis, these guys are not on the decline. These guys are on the rise. And if he goes in there half-stepping against a guy like Regis, he will get slept. Subriel Matias will put him to sleep. Who else we got in this division? He needs to figure it out.
Well, I mean, those are some.
I know we had a good
but I mean, those are
performance
some good
last week,
names. But he's not. He's. I mean, Regis. He may fight, but to me, right, he has his mind on, if he does continue on, he has his mind on people like Haney and Gervonta Davis, right? Those are the things that are.
Does he? Does he have his Haney? I don't know that Haney is. I wouldn't be jumping at not after that Sandor Martin fight. I wouldn't be wanting to jump right in there with a guy like Haney.
What?
Not with the problems he had with Sandor Martin.
Yeah, but he's a retreating southpaw. Like one of the reasons why I was taking Josh Taylor was, for some reason, Teofimo Lopez never adjusted to the check right hook that he was just stepping back on. It wasn't even that powerful of a hook. It was just kind of a quick, but he wasn't seeing it for some reason. And that's why he got knocked down. I'm just like, he's doing that over and over.
Making the adjustment. I mean, it wasn't just the check hook of Sandor Martin. If I remember correctly, Sandor Martin did a very, very good job of jabbing and not overcommitting to allow Teofimo Lopez to counterpunch. Teofimo wants to fight off that back foot. He's almost like a Wilfred Benitez light. Like, he don't, oh shit, here come the casual one. He's not as fleet of foot. Wilfred had much, much better feet, but as far as his upper body creativity and being able to create those awkward punching angles off upper body motion like Wilfred was, he's got a little bit of that Wilfred in him.
Yeah, you're saying Wilfred, light, but he's got way more power than Wilfred Benitez.
Well, wait, but to be fair, Wilfred smoked and ate his way out of his natural weight class. He shouldn't have been fighting guys at 154. Wilfred was a guy who was dominant at 140 pounds, 147 pounds.
Really?
And
when did he fight?
He beat Antonio Cervantes at 140.
Okay. But when he lost to Sugar Ray, that was at welterweight.
That was at 154, I think.
That was at 154. Okay.
Dave that was 154, 147, Wilfred and
it was 154, bro.
I think it was.
I had to check, man, but because I'm trying to think when he was fighting who he fought at 60, man. What Ray Leonard?
This was for the WBC and the ring welterweight titles when he fought Wilfred Benitez.
It might have been 147, bro. Check.
It was 147.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is this: Teo is a counter puncher, and I don't think he knows how to do much else effectively aside from counter punching. When you got a guy who has a very, very effective jab, it really, really disrupts Teo because it makes he can't find the range, he can't find the right distance because guys aren't committing. Devin Haney is probably one of the worst stylistic matchups for a guy like Teo. Way better than Sandor Martin. He's gonna have a lot more problems with Devin than he had with Sandor Martin.
Possibly. He can also hurt Devin Haney, and that's something that Haney's chin has been pretty solid, but we've seen at least one example of a good right-handed puncher that will kind of put him on skates. But let's go ahead. We're getting joined by the casual Ran. So right now we're just talking about the performance of Teofimo Lopez. So you and I, of course, were on the losing end this weekend and choosing Josh Taylor. But what surprised you the most out of Teofimo and his performance?
Actually, it wasn't Teofimo's performance. It was Josh Taylor's lack of performance that surprised me. I thought he was going to come in as the bigger man and do the fundamentals of boxing. Like Boston was just saying, the counter punching one pop shot. Teo is gonna actually gonna catch. He's gonna catch some difficulties against a true boxer like Devin Haney. Even though I think Devin Haney is like light fisted, and then going up at 140, I don't know what his power is going to look like then. But I just think like someone like Haney is just more active, and he's going to box him. And I just don't. I haven't seen Teo boxing or put like a 3-punch combination together or stay in the box and go to toe and box somebody. I haven't seen that. I saw him like this weekend just pull a later end of his career Mayweather type performance where he just like you know what I'm saying, countered one pop shot and got out of there. So I don't know what to take it.
He had that motherfucker hurt.
But it still was the counter, you know what I'm saying? The counter one pop, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the whole night. It wasn't I'm going to go in the box with him and just hit him with like a 3-shot combo, slip, and hit him with like another 2. You know, it wasn't that. It wasn't a boxing style. It was just, you know, I'm just going to pop shot you all night, and I know you can't stop it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't see
there
was nothing impressive about that performance to you at all.
No, it was impressive. Now, I mean, all accolades go to Josh Taylor, man, for what he did. But
Josh Taylor, you mean Teofimo?
Teofimo.
No, all praises go with Josh Taylor to get to where he is, up until the point where he fought Teo. But he just was a flawed UK.
That's still a backhanded compliment. Like you haven't not one time have you said like Teofimo did everything is just like
no he looked.
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about Josh Taylor? And I'm normally the guy that throws this stuff out there, but is it time to maybe think that either it's the weight cut that's getting to him, or was this a guy who was on something at some point and is now off something, and
I don't know.
The weight cut is just depletes him to such a degree now where he cannot perform. I don't know. I did a little bit of looking up on Shane McGuigan, and Shane McGuigan is one of these UK guys who is famous for guys leaving him. He's one of the more highly regarded UK trainers. I know he split with Shane McGuigan before the Catterall fight, and that's when the decline started. We sort of started to see it the back end of that Jose Ramirez fight. I don't know. I've asked Dave a couple times about this. He's a big kid for the division. Dave, is this just the weight cut getting to him at this point in his career, or is there something more nefarious you think here that might be at play, or maybe a little combination of both?
So I don't like to put nothing like, crazy nefarious on somebody saying that they're doing something crazy or whatever. But in this fight, I would say that I thought Josh did look a little winded, man, and a little exhausted. I'll definitely say that. I thought it gasped. I don't know if that's just training or if it's up to that weight cut as well, brother. And it's like, and if I don't really track a Joker during this training camp, man, then it's honestly kind of hard to say. You see what I'm saying? So, dude, look big, man. But I just think, and I didn't see a whole lot of punishing body work that would make Josh kind of be as fatigued as he looked. So something was going on. I'll say that, bro. So, I would think that he would train hard for such an upcoming fight, but that fatigue that I saw in him, I honestly say one or two things, man. He didn't train, or that weight cut. Like, so you get what I'm saying?
Also, let me ask you another question, Dave. He caught Teo with some good shots in that fight, and it looked like they had no effect on Teofimo Lopez at all. Is that something you see from a fighter who was really, really killing himself to make the weight, like how we've talked about Haney and his lack of power?
Well, listen, absolutely, man. If you're killing yourself to make the weight, it can deplete everything within your fight game, your stamina, your movement, your ability to observe punches, and your ability to deliver punches. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how solid I would say he caught Teofimo though. You know, I mean,
Okay,
all
right.
Of course, some gonna hit, but my biggest thing to make me say that it might have been something with the weight cut is, you know, my analysis would be, I would think you would train hard to come into a fight with such a guy like Teofimo. For his fatigue, to me, to be where it was at, then that leads me to go to say, I think you trained, but something was happening with this weight cut, man, that where it zapped the shit out you, man. You know.
I gotta see what he does at 154 to validate.
Yeah.
any facing
147.
Oh yeah, 147. So he has to show and prove at 147, or else once he get to that weight, if he looks just as horrible as he did his last two fights, I might be leaning towards Boston Jerry's way of thinking.
Well, that's the rub, though, right? And that's part of the reason why this kid has been killing himself, because politically at 147, there ain't no inventory on that side of the street for him to fight. There's no big fights at welterweight. If you're a top ranked welterweight, there's nobody. It's all the guys are on Matchroom DAZN or they're on PBC Showtime, right? And I think that's part of the reason why you've seen him continuously try to make this 140-pound weight limit. There's no money fights on that side of the street at welterweight, but yeah, something's gonna have to give. I mean, what do y'all think is next for a guy like Josh Taylor? I mean, where does he go from here? Does he move up, or does
he gonna have to move up? But then when he moves up, he's gonna get thumped. So I think he's done.
He gonna get lumped up.
I think he's done. And man, he doesn't even have a name. He doesn't even have like a name to draw to be like a gatekeeper. You know?
Nah, you're absolutely right. He don't.
Hold on. What? Are we talking about Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor. I mean, what draw is he going to be?
He's considered at one point the undisputed champion. He still has the best resume at 140. That is something that you want to knock off.
But that's not going to sell tickets. People ain't going to go be like, oh man, let me go see my newcomer go fight Josh Taylor, man. That's going to be the fight. I'm going to pay for that.
He was in the small room, and you the one that pointed that out, Cam, last week. That this wasn't in the big room. This was in the Hulu Theater that seats like what, 2,800, 3,000? How many they get in that Hulu Theater? So
I think maybe
I think
a little bit more than that.
I think it'd be good if he's fighting like an up and coming man. Like it might not gotta be. I think he still would be definitely, if not a gatekeeper, a solid notch for somebody's belt coming up. So, you know, and how old is he? Is he like 36 or something like that? How old is this guy?
Nah, I think he's that old.
He's 32.
Is he 32? He's 32.
Yeah, he's 32.
Yeah, I don't know where you go, man. If you trying to climb and get back up the ladder.
The Catterall rematch.
That's the only thing. Yeah, he got the rematch, but at what weight?
140. Catterall ain't gonna do him no favors, right? Catterall gonna want him to fight. Catterall Catterall said, I can make 140 just fine. If you can't, that's on you.
I mean, most of Catterall's notoriety is directly associated with Josh Taylor. So I would have never known the
Catterall if it wasn't for Josh Taylor.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Just for the record, the Hulu Theater sits 5,500.
Okay, 5,000. Okay,
5,000.
All right. Were they sold out?
It looked like, I don't know if it's officially, but it seemed to be a good crowd, a good vibe to it. But
I'm looking here, guys, just real quick. So there's Jose Pedraza at 140 on the top ranked side. There's Jose Zepeda also. You've got Arnold Barboza over there at 140.
What context are we talking about? Like,
we're talking about him coming back at 140. Him coming back at 140.
Him as in Josh Taylor or Teal?
Josh Taylor, yes. Josh Taylor coming back at at 140 pounds.
I don't think that's happening. 150.
Yeah, he done.
He's got to move up. You're saying
he done.
Yeah,
done.
He's done at 140.
Hey. So did y'all talk? I know I came in late, but did y'all talk about the 140 landscape? Like all the champions?
We can. I don't know. You want to go there now, Cam, or you?
We can. I mean, let's stop this segment.